Hello and welcome to جلسة Crypto from Badwi Crypto channel. Today we have two special guests who are playing a big role in shaping one of the leading projects in the space, Near Protocol. Today we are joined by David Norris, the CFO of the Near Foundation, and Alex, who is the co-founder of Aurora Labs, the team behind Near Intent. We'll be discussing everything related to Near, where it stands today, and what's coming next. Before we begin, make sure you like, subscribe to stay up to date with all our content, and remember, everything we're sharing today is for educational purposes only and it's not financial advice, so do your own research. This episode is proudly sponsored by Binance, one of the top exchanges in the industry, and they're sponsoring today's show. All the links in the description. Not gonna keep you waiting much longer. Like, subscribe, and let's go. Welcome David, welcome Alex to the channel. I would like to welcome you on board. Just want to start with, if you can briefly introduce yourself, tell us your role in Near Foundation and Aurora Labs. Generally, I'll start with you, David.
Great, thank you very much, Badwi, and great to meet you. I'm David Norris, CFO at Near Foundation. Look after everything finance and been supporting the foundation for over 3 years now. I literally joined the foundation because I believe crypto AI has got an amazing chance to change the world. And for me, there was no better place than Near to be able to do that. We've got great opportunities ahead and loving every single moment of it.
That's
Alex.
Great. That's great to hear. I think there's something wrong with your camera. I'm not sure. You're frozen a little bit. I'll let Alex. Alex, can you just introduce yourself and explain what Aurora Labs and Near Intent is doing?
Sure. My name is Alex Shevchenko. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Aurora. This is the EVM solution on top of Near. But besides that, I'm leading the initiative that is called Near Intent. This is an intent protocol that connects chains, users, and also AI agents together that is built for Near.
Great. Thank you for that. I'm going to ask you both a question. In a market that's full with layer 1 and layer 2s, why Near? What makes Near different and worth building on?
I can start answering this question. So I do believe that the core narrative of the Near protocol from the start was scalability. And we do see that, especially with the AI coming forward and progressing and propelling the world, we see that like a straightforward path to the AI-driven economy with AI agents that are interacting with each other. And for this, they need to have a proper payment trails. And there is a very big opportunity for blockchain systems to actually become these payment trails. And for this, it is super, super important to have multiple pieces. Like, first of all, the layer 1 solution, it should be scalable. And Near blockchain is a sharded blockchain, and it is able to get more capacity to it as it goes. It actually can dynamically shard. So in case there is a load that is increased, there will be more compute or more block space that is created. Then the second thing that is very important, that you need to have like an identity solution for these AI agents. Obviously, AI agents are not able to pass KYC. That's why crypto is very interesting for them. But they still need to be able to act, and not only on a single blockchain, but rather on multiple different blockchains. That's why there is a set of tools that are available inside of the Near ecosystem that are bringing this identity to these AI agents. This includes chain signatures, shade agent frameworks, and also a solution that we call DCML, or the solution that allows
decentralized confidence machine learning.
Exactly. And besides this piece, DCML is contributing into an additional kind of vertical where we do believe that it's extremely important to kind of contribute to, and this is making sure that AI is actually working on this side of the user instead of for a big corporate that potentially is shifting the way how you're thinking over time. But most importantly, I'm not trying to sell fear here, but I'm actually selling opportunity here. With DCML, the way how the AI can be developed is the proper open source way, where many researchers, many data analysts are able to contribute into it while still preserving this ability to monetize platforms, to monetize these models without revealing all of the weights. So it is completely possible to have an open source model with existing data sets that are proven to be credibly neutral. And then you can educate, you can train the model. And then in the end, it is still not going to be the model with open weights. However, everybody can check that it was trained on this data and can verify the execution of a particular request or particular inference request to this model. So all of these pieces, this is what is built inside of the Near ecosystem. Near is not just a single blockchain. It is a plethora of different tools that are enabling the holistic execution of compute in the future world.
Oh, wow. You dug deep with everything at once. A lot of my questions later on, you've already answered them.
Well, this is just the beginning, right? This is a very short nitpick of everything. Yeah. Or 100%. Sorry, short sneak peek. Yeah.
David, you are the CFO and CSO of Near Foundation, correct?
Correct.
How do you balance financial discipline with the push for rapid ecosystem expansion? We know the crypto industry is a little bit fast. They operate fast, and there's a lot of money that gets thrown around. How do you balance that?
By making sure that we don't actually see the two as mutually exclusive. My job as a CFO is to make sure that we're pushing towards growth. And a lot of people seem to think the CFO's job actually is just to do the reporting and to constrain cost. But actually, that's not the case. We have to continually be investing in growth. We as an ecosystem are product-led, we're innovation-led. We have to be at the forefront of being able to build new technologies. That means heavily investing in our engineers, in our teams, to be able to really develop amazing products in collaboration with our partners that people actually want and can use. We also need to always invest in growth, and that comes in the form of marketing, whether it's conferences, events, whether it's being able to actually get out through social media. So there's a constant need for us to be able to spend. Now, my job as well is to make sure we're here for a long time and a really good time whilst we're going through it, but we need to be building for the future. We also need to decentralize over time, which means helping our projects to become self-sustainable in their own right. And Alex and team are doing an amazing job at the moment of being able to generate revenue that then comes through and supports that long-term evolution of Near from being a not-for-profit where we give money out into a socio-entrepreneurship business where everything starts reinvesting into the token, reinvesting into the ecosystem, so we can be here in perpetuity. So not mutually exclusive things.
100%. That's great to hear. I see you invested heavily as well in grants and fundings, as you mentioned. That's your way of pushing forward, pushing the ecosystem to grow. How do you measure real impact of that and avoid like ecosystem fragmentation type thing?
Ecosystem fragmentation is inevitable. I think when people get money and they need to start being able to build their own sustainable businesses, then there'll always be a strategic need to look after your own company. Now, our job as the foundation as well is to really help set that long-term vision and mission and make sure we're working and investing and giving grants to partners that are really aligned with that vision. And we do actually have a great opportunity to execute that strategy over many, many years. So the choice of partnership, who we put money into, is incredibly important. Now, how do we measure success? We measure success across multiple different forms. One is the number of users on the Near blockchain. And we also take a look at how productive and useful those users are. Are they Are they kind of dumb users in the sense that they're consistently putting transactions through and don't know that that's happening, and that can be seen as a good thing? Or are they heavily productive users that are constantly growing their value of NIR that they have? They're able to continue to earn and build fantastic products. So we look at the health of each of those products on projects that come through. We also take a look at core metrics such as TVL, stablecoin growth, and total value secured as we start moving into a multi-chain world.
That's great. To be honest, that's very refreshing to hear. Someone, you're one of the few projects that I've interviewed, and they've actually mentioned the health of the transaction, because we noticed a lot of people just pushing random transaction just to show numbers on the screen to pretty much trick the retail to FOMO in type thing. But the health of the transaction is actually that's real users, real use case, rather than just random numbers on the screen. So it's actually refreshing to hear someone mention that.
Great.
Alex, you're part of Aurora Lab, which is pioneering near intent. How will intent-based transactions simplify today's complex Web3, like the user experience predominantly, because that's what's going to attract more and more users to crypto in general, and create real adoption?
Yeah, so I would like to give here, start with an example. Imagine that you're you're Googling something, you're trying to find some kind of product in the internet, and then you're opening up the website of this product, and then you're clicking something, maybe you're ordering a new fitness tracker, and then you're clicking somewhere there, and then you're ordering it, you're saying that you would like to do a checkout, and then you're just paying with your card right there, because there is a Stripe that is integrated there. So this is a very normal and straightforward Web2 experience. Now, what we have in crypto is something like this. You're Googling for a product, and then it says that, oh, actually this product is hosted on Google servers. So then you need to go to a Google Cloud somewhere, some kind of place where there is a Google Cloud console. You need to go there, but in order to go there, you need to use a very specific piece of software that connects with this Google Cloud service, which is a crypto wallet. And then you need to find it there, and then this is your identity. And by the way, you don't have your money that are located in other places. Now you need to move money here, and then only in such a case you would be able to interact with this product. This is a mess. Users in Web2, they don't think about where the website is hosted. They don't think about where their assets are located, and they are usually in some kind of form of a banking account or a bank card, and then they're just moving and paying for this, and it is all seamless, and all of the complexities are fixed and taken care of in the background. Intent is a way for crypto to normalize this Web2 style behavior. This concept of the user just needs to enter what he wants and then it will be delivered is a very, very natural thing for Web2 for a very long period of time. It is Web3 guys just discovering that there is a better user experience when you actually deliver to the user what he wants instead of what we believe he needs to think of, like gas for transactions, nonsense, all of these complicated crypto terms and complicated crypto concepts. So this idea of the intent is just flips everything around, and then it's just like we trying to become better product marketer, product designers, I would say. And yeah, so from my point of view, intent is a massive step forward in thinking for everybody inside of the crypto, where the complexity of everything that is underlying is just abstracted away from the user. It started with the very well-known project CowSwap, right? When they called it coincidence of wants, right? When there were some some participants of the market that want the same thing, and then you can find this coincidence, and then everything is happening. But lately it migrated into the concept of intents, which is still pretty limited, and many people inside of crypto, they're mainly thinking about intents as a specific way to do cross-chain swaps. But in fact, this is, from my point of view, it is an approach how to build stuff. And yes, cross-chain swaps with the intense architecture, they totally make sense. And this is a very stable, very good use case that is available for many people. And in the majority of cases on the centralized exchanges, we are actually doing cross-chain swaps, right? If I'm trading my ADA token into USDT, and the majority of the other markets are into USDT. Well, this is a cross-chain swap actually. So yeah, and then but besides that, intents are able to deliver much more products. They are able to create marketplaces like an Uber. You don't need to have an Uber. It's okay to have a smart contract that takes the user money into an escrow, and then there is an AI agent that monitors the movement of the particular car. And then at the moment when the user is delivered to his location, there is a resolution transaction that is sent to this escrow smart contract, and the money are disbursed into the driver. So you don't need to have an Uber here. Everything is absolutely possible with AI and with the proper payment rail that can work directly on the blockchain. So yeah, I think that intensity in general is a massive step forward. It is much wider than just cross-chain swaps. And we're going to see lots of adoption of intents-based systems in many different use cases.
Yeah, 100%, Alex. Simplifying how users interact, simplifying the process, making it simple for the average user, because that your average person doesn't know how to use Web3 wallets. They doesn't know how to. We need to simplify it. I mention it like every time. We need to. There's a term I use on my channel called idiot proof. We need to idiot proof the process to make it as simple as you can. And that was the concept that McDonald's uses, Steve Jobs used with his app with Apple. Made it so simple that everyone can use it. McDonald's made the preparation and cooking of the food so simple. Anyone from 14-year-old, 15-year-old, I don't know what the minimum age at McDonald's is, can cook the burger and taste the same across all franchises. Steve Jobs did the same thing with technology, made the iPhone so simple anyone could use it, and it's complex as well to do all the other tasks that you want, which is a big leap forward. So that's key for any development of any blockchain. They have to put that. They have to sit in the where the consumer is, instead of being just a tech and making it complex. Having it sitting in the consumer side and understanding what the consumer is looking for. So, if that's what intent is doing, that's absolutely great, and that will lead to places. I have a question, and another question, a follow-up question for you, Alex. Now, your approach for scaling with the independent but virtual chains is different from Ethereum. Like, how is it different from Ethereum, where everything goes back to the main chain, is anchored back to the main chain? How does that work with you?
Yeah, so now we're stepping a little bit outside of intents, more into the Aurora domain.
Aurora.
Yeah, exactly. So Aurora is an EVM solution that is running on top of Near. And the architecture of this solution is very specific. Aurora, all of the Aurora chains that are launched, we call them virtual chains. These are not as separate instances like L2s, which are running on a separate sequencer machine. And they're also not like separate instances like separate L1s, where there are multiple validators that are running consensus for this network. Instead, Aurora virtual chains are smart contracts on top of Near. We have taken the whole EVM interpreter and we've put it inside of a smart contract and we deployed it on the Near blockchain. Now, EVM transactions that include EVM transfers, ERC20 transfers, contract deployments, interaction with these contracts, they can be sent to this smart contract and they can be executed inside of this interpreter. But actually, from the standpoint of the Near blockchain, it is just another transaction on the Near blockchain that calls a particular smart contract, which is an Aurora engine smart contract. And the idea behind this architecture was that, hey, we do have this great blockchain near, it is scalable, and EVM itself inherently will always be limited. It cannot be, fully parallelized. You can do some kind of steps towards parallelizing execution, but in the end, 50% of the transactions on the Ethereum mainnet, they touch some kind of stable coin or wrapped ETH. And these are fundamentally limited centralized smart contracts where these are the bottlenecks, right? So you are not able to do anything with it. ERC20 is designed that way, and there are so many tools around it that are created, all of the financial markets and stuff like that. So EVM is inherently limited, but it has lots of adoption. So it totally makes sense. It has its own niche. So if we want to scale EVM executions, and if we would like to deliver this functionality to anyone to be able to launch their chains, well, EVM is a natural way how to do this. But since we have this great blockchain near, which is sharded, which is horizontally scalable, it can deliver much more compute, then why not we're going just to reuse it? Why don't we say that all of the new validators are the validators of a single Aurora virtual chain? And then that's the case. These virtual chains are smart contracts on the Near blockchain, which means they are able to call each other. So there is an interoperability protocol already by default enabled there. And besides that, they are also able to call near native runtime. And in near native runtime, for example, what we have is stable coins that are official, and they are listed on Binance. So it means that if you launch a virtual chain with Aurora stack, these stable coins, together with withdrawals from Binance and deposits into Binance, they are available from the first block of this, your new chain. So this approach of building virtual chains on top of a scalable blockchain infrastructure, it does not only deliver something that Ethereum is kind of thinking and dreaming of, is like shared decentralized sequencer. We already have it for years. This shared decentralized sequencer is called Near blockchain. But besides that, it also solves this problem of a cold start of a chain, of an L2. Because when you launch your L2, it is empty. You need to figure out DEX market there. You need to figure out Oracle, connectivity, bridges. You have only the native bridge. All of that stuff. It is very, very complex, and it takes several tens of millions to only set it up, and then probably 1 to 2 years to do this. And later on, it also requires to continuously maintain it and spend also, single-digit millions US dollars every year for this. With our approach, you can launch your chain for free in 30 seconds. Already with stable coins, with all of this infrastructure that is available, and that's it. And besides the things that are inside of the Near ecosystem, because of this chain abstraction push, because of the chain signatures, you're actually able to get the access to all of the other ecosystems. And because of Near intents, you're able to onboard users from any other ecosystems. And if you even look a little bit outside of the blockchain vertical, AI, well, Near is built in DCML and all of the other primitives that are available there for you so that you can use AI tools if you want to have them. You can launch agents on Near. All of this infrastructure is just at your service and at your hands, starting the first block of your chain. This is the core difference of the Aurora's approach to build networks, that we are reusing everything that has built already in the Near and Aurora ecosystems, and it is available for everybody. We're actually able to achieve here this network effect when we are launching these chains because they are interconnected right away. All of this, obviously, thanks to the scalability and great usability of the Near protocol. from which we're taking low transaction costs, ability to launch hundreds of chains. And at the moment, there are more than 200 Aurora's virtual chains that are launched. And people are continuously coming. We're working with multiple teams that are actually migrating their solutions from Arbitrum and Optimism stacks to the Aurora stack, just because we are removing so much of a headache from them in building basic primitives in their ecosystem.
That's great to hear. Funny enough, you mentioned Optimism and Arbitrum. I was talking today about layer 2s on Ethereum in my live show. I do daily live shows discussing stuff with my community, and I was like, layer 2s. I don't talk price. I'm talking. I spoke about layer 2s in general. I think Base has took all layer 2s money, literally, just because of the partnership they have with Coinbase and the money flow between Coinbase to Base. I was like, yeah, it's very hard to focus on layer 2s are gonna have a hard time pushing forward because of Base took all their money. Like I was very frank about it. I was like, I'm looking at it. I was like, just the flow of money. If you're a developer, why would you develop and you're doing on layer 2? Why would you go on anything but Base? Because Base gives you access to Coinbase. Coinbase gives you access to liquidity. Liquidity keeps you going. So now you're saying a lot of these projects are moving. It's just like, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense to move.
Yeah, absolutely. I would even to take it one step. If you're a blockchain developer, why are you building on only a single chain? If you're building a product, it's much better to make sure that your product, well, it can work somewhere. Smart contracts are going to be somewhere, but it's better to design your product the way that anyone from crypto is able to interact with it. And this is, from my point of view, a very straightforward thing. Actually, near intents are designed that way. You can take your Ethereum wallet and connect and swap. You can take your Solana wallet. You can take your Near wallet. You can take your Stellar wallet. You can take your Ton wallet. You may even come without a crypto wallet and just connect with the passkey, and that's it. Your passkey is going to be your crypto wallet. The only thing, please make sure that you're not going to lose your passkey, or there is some kind of like recovery mechanism around your passkey, because you're going to lose your money. But that's it. Build your product in a way that it works on all of the chains. Yeah,
multi-chain is the only way forward. David, and we hear Near often talking about user-owned AI economy. What does that actually mean for users and for developers?
Well, I'll start with users, and I'll probably let Alex speak on the developer side as well, given how close he is to it.
Yeah, he's so excited. You can see his eyes like so bright when he's so passionate about it.
I'll start with a really simple concept, which is we believe without doubt that the world will end up being fully agentic-led. And that is a really exciting future where you can have agents working on your behalf to take away all of the stress of being able to hop between different journeys. Now, let's put it in a slightly different context, which is the one that is potentially of fear, which is why we stepped in so hard around this, which is if we have parties, a small number of parties who are in control of all of your data, who are able to take that data that might be really personal to you, be able to also put it in through models which may be trained with information from whoever is paying the most amount of money, then you might end up with an experience where AI does not work from you, but it is trying to extract from you. So we believe that user-owned AI is very much about AI being there to support you in every single part of your life, whether it's health, whether it's financial, whether it's doing your shopping or doing your travel. There's many different ways in which AI can support you. And we think that privacy is paramount, and that your own personal privacy. And we think ease and simple user flows are also a critical part of that journey. So we're really building towards that end future where AI agents work for you, but really do support you and look after your interests and not those of whoever's paying the most amount of money.
Oh, that's great to hear. Near has already, I've noticed, had over 100 million addresses. That's last article I was having a look at, and on-chain activity. How do you plan to expand it into mainstream? Because you're looking at over 1 billion. What are you doing in that regard?
By building products and partnering with projects that are delivering solutions for people that genuinely help their life. Now, we've been working with projects so far which have been quite mass market. This was a particular drive that we were going after 24 to 18 months ago to see how many users that we could get on board through the likes of Move to Earn, through shopping journeys, through exposing people to user flow or journeys that will allow them to be able to do any transaction through crypto. We've had great success with that. Now, the next step is to turn those users into really productive users. And this is where the products such as Near Intents, the abilities that come through user-owned AI really then start expanding out those audiences. So we're not really interested in doing the PvP type approach that you see across crypto right now, which is throw as many incentives on as you can to be able to get your DeFi users over for a very short time until your incentives run out and they hop over to the next chain to be able to get those incentives. We've seen that play out over and over for pretty much since DeFi summer. So what we're really trying to do is focus on experiences that users really love, that really help enterprises in being able to achieve their scaling ambitions, and really starting taking Near and its associated products and projects to a much more expanded audience than just crypto. As an industry, I think we've done a great job of being able to do well in the financial type journeys, but there hasn't really been much adoption on the consumer side yet. And I think the next wave of real consumer-centric products, propositions will start to come out over the next few years. And we're really well down the track of being able to be the first that comes out and really takes a hold of that particular part of the journey. Alex, is there anything you would add on that?
I would add only one my most favorite example here. So there are these camps. There is a Solana camp, there is Ethereum camp, there is an Avalanche camp. There is probably somewhere HBAR camp, right? So there are these people who are inside. They are talking about something. But if we're going to kind of zoom out from crypto and take a look at the real world, we see people who are getting into groups not based on the infrastructure, but rather based on the particular products, right? There are fans of AC Milan. There are people who are going into hunting. There are people who really like play World of Warcraft. These communities are centered around products. They are not centered around infrastructure itself. And what is the infrastructure for in the ordinary world? Well, actually, these are stocks. Well, there are some people who are using Tesla, and there are some people who are investing in Tesla. These are different things. I'm a user of an iPhone. I hold 0 stocks of Apple because I do believe that they are overpriced and it doesn't make sense for me. I'm not following their updates. I'm not too deep into this stuff, right? It's much better for me to invest in crypto assets. So I'm not a holder of Apple stock, but it does not preclude me from actually using the device. So the current setup of the crypto markets, of the communities, how they are formed, it actually resembles the investor groups. It's not actually the user groups. We're not forming communities around products. We're forming communities around financial products. That's why, from my point of view, we don't have users in crypto. We have investors. Now, in order for us to move to a wider adoption, we need to change this. And that is one of the most important things, is better user experience, to deliver the solutions on par with the Web2 user experience. And intents are kind of helping here. And this is what we need to do. We need to expand into users.
100% agree, whilst also making sure we've got that value accrual back into the token, and that backer audience is not forgotten about. But yeah, you're like completely agree, Alex. User first.
100%, and real use case for crypto. After I don't know how many years, our still main use case up till now is transferring money.
Sure.
Up till now, we need to find a product use case, real use case. Like I believe gaming is gonna get there eventually. It's still early, probably. Gaming. I see institutions coming back. DeFi is gonna be big because institutional adoption. I see real world asset tokenization of real world assets is gonna be big. But as it stands, up until now, there's no main use case. We need to develop that. I totally agree with Alex and what he said about that. 100%. Speaking about institution, David, you were mentioning about institution earlier. I know you have Near has good relationship with NVIDIA. What exactly is happening there on that side?
Well, there's not much I can really say right now on that relationship, but
come on, we need some alpha for the community. Come on,
we need to be close partners. Now, I think NVIDIA understands where they're trying to go in terms of being able to power the world's AI. We are certainly very aligned on mission and being able to deliver the infrastructure that will also need a lot of NVIDIA's products. Now, for us and what we're trying to achieve, as I was saying earlier, it is around having amazing partners that support that long-term vision of where we're going to get to with user-owned AI. We need to have partners that are going to support us and what we're trying to do alongside chain abstraction. And that partnership isn't just for the foundation, it's for the whole of Web3 as we start to unify and be able to lift up all boats and really fulfill the promises of Web3. AI plus crypto, that's a powerful combination. So we need people like NVIDIA to come along on that journey.
100%, and it's a good partner to have, to be honest. It's one of the hottest companies in the world at the moment, NVIDIA, as everyone know, with the AI war, Cold War happening at the moment. Having NVIDIA and your backing you up, that's always a good thing to have. This cycle has been different to previous cycles, as you probably know and noticed. I mentioned it before, and I keep on saying it's driven by institutions, whether it's through the ETF or whether it's individual reserves that are being happening towards the certain projects, certain coins, certain thing. Institutions were driving. Of course, there was the AI mania, the meme coin mania. That was a short period. I think the AI is coming back at some stage. It's cooled down now after DeepSeek. Usually, it had its cool down moment in Web 2 and Web 3, so in both worlds. I need some alpha from you now. Is there anything happening on the Near side of things from institutional, strategic reserve, stuff like that? Is there anything happening there?
There's always interesting things happening. Keeps my day very busy. I feel like I'm dodging questions right now after the NVIDIA one, and I'm going to have to do the same again, because if we were to be playing in that space, I wouldn't be allowed to say anything on it right now. And if we weren't playing in that space, then I also can't say anything. However, we have been partnering for quite a while with institutions to bring out structured products, so ETPs. There may have been a filing that got seen around a application that went through the SEC recently for an ETF, which I can't say whether or not is from the foundation or not. And we're constantly looking at ways to be able to expand access to get into Near. We work with a lot of the top names across the institutional world, across the VC world. That's really giving us opportunities to continue to grow and get more money flowing into the ecosystem that allows us to continually innovate and bring out frontier technology that is going to change the world. So yes, watch this space.
Translate.
I would like to add here. I would like to add here also for everybody, maybe you have missed this particular thing. So David was talking about ETPs. So just recently, on the 2nd of July, Bitwise launched a near staking ETP. This is the European staking ETP. It is different from ETF.
ETF, but the European version.
Yeah, but what it offers, it's not only the exposure to a token, but also exposure to a token plus a performance from the staking yield. So your tokens are actually staked there. And it is available in Europe right now. And if you're an institution or if you're a traditional investor, you're able to get the access to it. The ticker for it is very simple. It's just NEAR.
Not a problem. I'm not gonna push you anymore, David, on the subject, but I thought I'll try my luck. That's what I thought. That's all. My community would be disappointed if I didn't try my luck. Just a little bit of alpha is always good. For both of you, I want to ask, what are you looking ahead for the next 12 to 18 months? What milestone excites you the most about the NEAR ecosystem?
Do you want me to start on this one, Alex? I think that we are in a wonderful place where we've been very heads down over the past 18 months since we decided to really lean in heavily into AI, since we decided to lean heavily into chain abstraction, of building. We've also been heavily focusing around how do we elevate the DeFi ecosystem. There are too few projects creating competition, arbitrage opportunities running through NEAR. Now, that last 18 months of building, partnering, integrations is now coming through to fruition. So there's a number of big landmarks that are coming through this year. We've got House of Stake, which is launching or just launched, which allows you to participate within governance of NEAR, which creates opportunities of token sync, but also creates great opportunities for people to get involved in governance. Additionally, there are a number of DeFi propositions that are coming live to market right now, which are giving you opportunities to generate yield across Bitcoin and other assets, especially given now with NEAR intents that opens up the opportunity for DeFi to be unified across Web3. Thirdly, our AI propositions coming to market. Watch out for each of those that will be landing across the next 6 to 8 months, and some big announcements also coming out shortly around partnerships that we're having to be able to integrate our infrastructure into some of the biggest, best named companies across the world to really support them on their own journeys. So I'm dead excited about the hard work, the sweat that has gone into creating the evolution of our strategy, the evolution of our products. It feels like we're at the point where we're holding a lit match and we're just about to drop it onto the tinder of NEAR and seeing it really explode. So it's a great time to be involved with the ecosystem.
Well, that's alpha for you guys. That's alpha for the community.
Several of my predictions here. So I think that in the next 12 months, NEAR cross-chain products are going to become the default products for doing any cross-chain activity. There will be a place for many other players around the stuff, but I do believe that the majority of the cross-chain activity, cross-chain swaps, moving of the assets are going to be happening through the NEAR blockchain. Me and my team, we're just running forward. We see all of the opportunities and we are delivering on this. So this is my pretty bold prediction here. And then with the products that David is having in mind, and by chance I know some of them, I do believe that the connection in between this cross-chain infrastructure together with AI is something is going to deliver to us the really actionable products where you would be able to order food, order transportation, get the access to some kind of learning courses, or fixing some problems on your website, all of them from a single interface with a very simple natural language prompts, and all of these will be actionable. So this is the future that is pretty near.
I'll also just add, Alex is being very humble as well. He and his team have delivered exponential growth, doubling month on month since inception. This is a great example of taking the time to build product really well, slowly getting it out to market, and just demonstrating pure scale through a fantastic, easy to use proposition. So just a big shout out to Alex and his team there as well.
Wow, that's great to hear. I want to ask you something close to my heart. One of the reasons I built my channel for the Middle East demographic, or the Middle East Arabic-speaking people, MENA region, it's one of the fastest growing regions for crypto. Like, UAE, I think it's the hub in the world. I know Donald Trump wants to make the US the crypto capital of the world, but at the moment, I believe it's Dubai or UAE in general. It's the crypto hub of the world. That's what I believe. I see a lot of projects. I go there regularly on conferences, a lot of conferences. All projects are based there. They have offices there. They're working there. But very little work is being done to support the growth for the Arabic-speaking community. They go there. They're still focusing on the English side of things, other languages, of course, but very minimal work in the MENA region for the Arabic community. What role is NEAR playing or intending of playing for educating and supporting growth in the MENA region?
Well, much the same as the reason I joined NEAR was to change the world. One of the reasons why I moved to Dubai was because when I came here on a work visit, as you say, half the crypto world is here, you could just feel that crackle of energy that something really exciting is happening. The region has made it incredibly easy from a regulatory perspective to be able to get involved. The access and the friendliness at the top level of some of the biggest companies in the UAE, and also at government level, means people are ready for the conversation on how do they innovate. There's an amazing vision for the region that's been set out by each of the governments around especially Dubai, Abu Dhabi, that want to be at the forefront of technology. And that means really embracing and adopting AI through everything from government into government-owned businesses and any infrastructure that's also being built around. It's also the same with crypto. You've probably seen that the new stablecoin that's being adopted, new blockchain that's being built right now, and that gives a huge opportunity for the region and all the companies within it to actually leapfrog a lot of the competition, being at the start of that journey. Now, we're placed here strategically to make sure that we can be a part of that story. We're working with local businesses to be able to help inform them, not from a business perspective per se of how to sell in our products, but to advise them around what to be able to do on a Web3 perspective. That approach of being able to start the conversation has now led us naturally into being able to forge those partnerships to bring in our own technology. And that's purely from building trust within the region. We've since had another couple of members of NEAR Foundation come to Dubai to join me in the region. So that allows us to set up a bit of a hub here so we can really start expanding across the region and see that we're here for, again, a long time, like I was saying earlier, not just a good time.
Maybe this is something about financial people, but the CFO of Aurora is also residing in Dubai. And we do have...
That's the thing. Everyone is resided and like based in Dubai, but I'm just saying from an educational side of things, growth for the Arabic-speaking community, I don't see much from any project. I'm not singling out NEAR. I'm saying I feel there's very minimal work. They work from there because of the government support, because of all that. But is there anything else being done? That's I don't know if that.
I do believe this is a very valid and a very proper idea, and that's a great thing to explore. And let us come to you next time and maybe update you on the growth of the Arabic languages and the usage of.
Yeah, just in case I wasn't clear, we have started working with local businesses, especially in Abu Dhabi, and looking into Dubai as well around a accelerator. So we've been rolling out a kind of hub and spoke model for our accelerators to be able to help the developers in those regions to be able to move through. We're currently out working with some partners around getting that running, but we have started down the business route with some names that I can't say yet, but that allows us to be able to kind of bring home the education piece that we've been doing to then adopt our products. And so, yeah, it's a really exciting place to be.
Any help you need in that regards, I'm happy. I'll give you after we finish recording. I'll give you my direct contact details. I'm happy to support anything. That's one of my missions, to grow the crypto industry more and more for the MENA community, in the MENA community particularly. Any last word, Alex and David, for the community?
After you, Alex.
So I would say that what we see right now is that in crypto, everybody are in the trenches. Everybody are trying to find some ways of earning some money and stuff like that. This is another supporting point for this idea that everybody are investors here. But I do believe that crypto and blockchain specifically is much more than just the financial means and financial freedom. It actually delivers the financial freedom, right? And there are lots of these values that are there very deep in the blockchain space, and it's worth sometimes reminding ourselves that it is just more than just money. It is about self-control. It is about owning your information, owning your identity. It is about being in control of your assets. So self-custody is also pretty important. And ability to create this universal, not controlled by a single party, trust layer that can unite all of the nations and all of the people in the world. And I do believe that it is much more than just financial products that we're building here. We're building here the baseline for the future interactions in between humans and also AI agents. And don't forget that there is a forest behind the trees. You can optimize for something right away, but there is a bigger mission, and you need to believe in something.
Great. And from my side, if you're a builder, head over to near.org and take a look at all the resources we have around to see if you can come and be a part of the Near ecosystem. We can always love hearing from new builders. There's plenty of opportunities to get involved through hackathons, through community events, and then also for funding if you're looking to build within the sweet spot of what we're trying to do, especially in AI and especially multi-chain, especially DeFi. So please come and take a look. If you're not a builder, if you're just trying to learn more about crypto, then you'll find plenty of resources, again, on near.org. Plus, you'll also see a lot of information out on our socials. If you're a heavy user, go and check out Near Intents and go and see what you can do to be able to move your assets between any chain to any asset to any other asset across any chain. It's quite incredible what Alex and team have built. And then again, if you're just trying to take a look at the markets and what's happening, always feel free to come and meet me in Dubai if you're in the region. I'll be attending lots of events down there and always love meeting crypto people. And thank you so much for having us on today and giving us the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Alex. That was a pleasure meeting you. I'm heading to Dubai very soon, so I'll give you a shout. Maybe we can catch up, have a chat, see if there's anything we can do. It was a pleasure having you here. Pleasure introducing Near and advising the community more and more about all the development that's happening. So thanks again for the opportunity. For the community, thank you again for watching, and we'll see you soon with the new update and market wisdom. Thank you
very much.